Hello everyone, we are here with a new live session, and now we are doing the analysis and session on Japanese yen US dollar. So yesterday I got stopped at break-even on both trades, and what basically happened was after this range, after playing the trade, take liquidity and so on, so forth, came one more time, took liquidity above, then closed back in a range, and since then continued low. Basically, took liquidity from above this high and then shifted the structure, and so yeah. I should have, like, for yesterday worked perfectly. I shouldn't have let the trade overnight, but yeah, it is what it is. Well, now we got to do a new analysis. This time I'm gonna do it on I'm gonna start with 4 hour. And what we are seeing now is that, well, swing is obviously back bullish, right? Then we got the internal, which at this point it's bearish, right? And has taken liquidity. Well, we do expect this to continue. And it will probably, right? But what I've seen right now, looking on weekly, I see that we got this like imbalance, let's call it, from the previous week, right? And 75% is at 297, right? Remember this number, 297. Let's mark it down here. %75 of weekly imbalance. Perfect. Don't care about those ranges anymore, because now I'm not looking to be short. Let's make it red. Well, perfect. Let's lock it down. Well, we got also a 4-hour imbalance, right? Here. And we see that the weekly level, it's in discount of the imbalance, right? Well, then we got, I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, actually, and we see that the high we just broken, where the break of structure happened, match very well with the 75 of, I should have reversed it, with the 75 retracement inside the imbalance. So this level around here, this level, right, has many confluences, at least at this moment. Well, Now let's look on a range. We got a imbalance here, so a first target or other block here, second target. So we got plenty of level to target. Also big imbalance here. Daily has run only lower inside the imbalance. Measuring the daily imbalance, let's see what we have got. Well, not too much. Like this zone also, it's well on daily didn't got pretty much nothing. Just that where this zone it's in deep discount of the imbalance. So what I'm looking now, I'm looking for a retracement basically in this range. We got liquidity above, we got liquidity below, we are in deep discount. Then I'm looking for a retracement. Well, now inside this range, we got another one, right? Like this one, and now it's this one. If I go on hourly, well, now I can refine the range a little bit because on hourly it doesn't make so much sense, right? Now we got a first thing first, we got this high, right? Yeah, on hourly this is the range, to be honest. Like yeah, this is the range on hourly. Never make it on hourly because it's the same range. So well, now it's pretty clear, right? How and I want to see a closure below this range basically. Like right now at this very moment, this is our range on hourly, right? And also very interesting. Is that we got also liquidity from this low here, right? Like those are just levels, right? Nothing too much. I'm right now at this moment. I'm basically trying to find a level where price is very likely to react and then look for some confirmation on lower time frame. Well, now I'm looking for some kind of liquidity run and then a change in structure or something, which I'm not getting right now. Well, I got to clean things a little bit from this chart and move them on this chart because otherwise it's gonna be very messy. Well, this was basically in here. I got enough. Now let's look here. We got this range and we basically expect to go further. Yes. Well, also this is the equilibrium of this big range. Doesn't look very good, right? For long, we got to wait, bro. It's a big part of trading. Waiting. We didn't talk liquidity below this low. What I like though is this. Right, but I ain't enough. I ain't quite enough. What I do like is this, right? We got this 50 minutes range. But it does look kind of like a trap or something. Right? We got this 50 minutes range. And I'd like to see some top in this 75% of the imbalance and then see some action. But also it does look kind of good. Well, look, we run the liquidity below the range, right? And then we have seen very, very strong touch to the upside. Well, I know if I am right or not. It may be like a very good target for this high here. Well, I see some kind of structure here. Liquidity run happened at 3 o'clock. Then we run liquidity here. Close right back in the range, target liquidity above, below here. Damn. You know, this may be very, very. Yeah, I'm long, man. Till this high. Damn, it's going fast. Oh fuck it! I didn't play it. Damn it! It's fuck it. Yeah, well, look. I just opened the position. Didn't have time to place the trade, and it's like basically gone very very fast. So yeah, yeah, damn. Yeah, it's yeah. You know, this was so let me show you what I've seen. Right, I've basically seen this. Right, I've seen this range, like this candle. Then with the idea with all the confluences and so on. Um, I've seen basically that this 4 hour candle failed to close below the 50% of the imbalance twice, right? But also below this candle, like well, it is pretty much an inside bar, right? Well, having this in mind, toggle liquidity below, let's look on 1 hour, 50 minutes, and then close right back in the range, right? What has done it again on 5 minutes? Look, it's going straight to the target. It happened again on 50 minutes, right? Top liquidity below this range, and then on 5 minutes, close back in a range with the church, right? Created this range. Well, then let's jump on 1 minute because here we got another range. Top liquidity below this level, we got this level here. The structure changed bullish, right? And then having like with all this analysis will those was I able to explain my idea with all those things in mind? Like the idea is this, that we'll go to fill this imbalance before going any lower, because this is a inside bar, right? This alone, this idea, it's making sense, right? But you don't want to place the trade only on this, right? But then you look here, this is a big range, right? Made a new range inside it, bullish, right? After taking liquidity, of course, change the structure. And now we got a new range. Basically, let me show you. Like a bullish structure, but a new range from this high to this low. And what we have done is basically taking liquidity from the inside range, closing back in the range with the church. And we got also this, like, basically in what I want to say is that this range, right, it's acting as liquidity for this order block. This first, right? And second, like to expand a little bit more, this range, when this gonna happen, we're gonna have like a new range, a new structure, and will act like liquidity for the 4 hour order block. Like I don't know if it makes sense in your head. It's pretty much an intuition trade, a very fast trade, but it's making a lot of sense. And yeah, as you can see right here, it's already first profit was tapped in like 1 minute, or not 1 minute, but 1, 2, 3 minutes first profit touched. Like yeah, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, let's move forward because I'm not taking anything here anymore unless we clear some liquidity below this, because now it's basically um now it's basically yes, just straightforward. I don't want to be short either in this imbalance because it's in deep discount and also we got a rejection from this imbalance. Well, now I look for shorts though up here in this other block. I don't know if I get anything today anymore. On you, it keeps going lower as expected, and I am thankful that I didn't talk any long here. On Geo, but on Geo, it does look kind of good, right? But also not enough confluence for long. Like everything is short. I am waiting for some long movement, some print on the chart and to show me that it's ready to go long and wanna go long. But you got damn look. If it's going straight to the target, it's no doubt, no nothing. Well, and also second second uh oh damn. It was a great trade, and it is a great trade, right? A lot of time happen things like this, like you don't catch any move, but it's very very important to stay patient and like don't try, like if you lost the entry price, don't force the things, because what's gonna happen is, if I would have entered here, right, where would have been my stop loss? It still has to be down here, and right now look, I don't have, you know what I mean, right? Like I have done those not mistakes, but I let's let it like this, because it was a great trade, and that's why I don't like going on 1 minute to trade or 5 minutes, because it's moving. It's moving how it's moving, but I do like to have more time to think and to plan, right? Let's move forward on the next parity. Well, first profit would have been secured. Target would have been here. It's making perfect sense. Like, well, with this idea in mind alone, you could place a limit order here, but not enough risk reward, and also not that is not very very good because it didn't close below this low. But we're still bearish, huh? On 1 hour, and this is our range on 1 hour, like basically from this low to this low. Right? But this 4 hour imbalance. So the 4-hour range is still bearish. Right, and we do expect to see some closure below this level or some liquidity run we have seen already. But because of this imbalance, we expect the imbalance to push the price lower and kind of still kind of still makes sense because we didn't tap in this imbalance here on 1 hour. Yeah, this is a very good imbalance in my view, right? And yeah, also very interesting. This one keeps being well. Also very good idea is that once the imbalance gets inverted, right? Like you did expect this to hold some bullish in the price and didn't, like got inverted. You do expect the imbalance to hold as the inverted one, and it has done like basically once the like this candle inverted the imbalance. Otherwise, those candles didn't close below the 50% of level of the imbalance. We do expect this to hold as an inverted one, right? So let me I don't want yeah it's well actually this could be even better trade because what we have actually like first thing first we got this is our 4-hour range, right? And this is our 1-hour range. Like basically both are still bearish. Inside the 4-hour range it's um imbalance, right? Valid one. Inside the 1-hour range it's like match a POI, let's say, or order block this week, which has taken the liquidity and basically made a church, right? Has liquidity from this high. And yeah, moving lower on 50 minutes. We got also basically the 1-hour range is the same with the 50 minutes one. Right. And well, basically now we have The range it's like on 1 hour. It's basically very valid because it has taken once liquidity below here, right? And then has taken like first in first top liquidity above this high here, right? And above this high that has. I think it's better to look on 5 minutes, 50 minutes where has liquidity taken because it's basically visible on 50 minutes, the same range. Um, Above this high here, and it's valid liquidity because it's a high that has taken a low, right? And then below this low and this low, and both of them are like valid liquidity because I'm not delete this level on 4 because it's like I'm not the one above because it's like the ultimate area where the price can go, or like in order to be in order for the trade to be valid, right? So this is a valid range on 1 hour. Let's see how does the liquidity look on 1 hour. Well, this doesn't look very well, but it has basically taken liquidity above this high, right? When you look on 50 minutes, so like has taken liquidity above and then run lower. Well, also very good confluence, good level is that in this 1 hour week we got this little 50 minutes PI order block that match the 4 hour imbalance. So it has liquidity from this internal range I was trying to play before. Going one more time lower, time frame lower. We got basically this breaker block which is matching the 50-minute order block, like what I do not like it's like creating let's see how it's gonna look 50 minutes, but it looks like it's gonna create some market structure, and it gonna create some market structure like won't be so valid anymore because can like you cannot target this low with so much confidence because there are so many lows in a way and can react from them. Well, Yeah, most probably will be pretty late, right? Until match this level. But this one here was like a golden trade, right? Right? You have taken liquidity, close back in a range with a change of character, then you got the POI, right? With liquidity and looking on lower time frame was like, I don't know. And after the tap in the POI, you have made a change of character. This would have been like a perfect, and it was. I just well having um, this idea in mind. 1 hour swing, it's bearish. This trade, in my point of view, it's still a valid one, and I am not late on here. I I won't place like a real limit order on this one, and I don't advise you either. Like, of course, if you see the same thing, because um, it's harsh. One thing, because I don't have like a 3R, and I do wanna see 3R at least. And second thing, because um, because it's so in a deep fucking discount, and that's the reason, basically. 3 hours. Well, yeah. It does look very, very well though for now, because the 4 hour candle just opened, gone straight to the upside, and yeah, but I wanna see like a tap in the imbalance in the next 22 minutes. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like just done for the day. And it's making perfect sense because the day it's not needed, but would be amazing if the day would close below this low, right? Also below this imbalance, and will make sense if we wanna go lower for this order block or eventually those levels here. So yeah, I do expect this to happen, and to be honest, I'm being just short on this one. Well, basically, this is the last liquidity where it can go, and I'm placing the other block somewhere in here. This other block can be not filled. We got a small imbalance in a way. We let it like this on 4 hour, right below the breaker block. For our breaker block. Yeah, it's making sense in my view. Also inside the 4 hour breaker block, we got another 1 hour, still a breaker block or however it's called. This little inverted imbalance. Yeah, what I don't like though is this bullishness on the weekly candle. But yeah, it is what it is. Right. I don't know what's gonna happen overnight. To be honest, this is like a very, very nice trade from my point of view. I'm thinking about the stop loss if would be a good idea to put it somewhere above this candle or something, but for now I'm gonna let it right here as it is right now. Yeah, it's not gonna be too much for the day anymore. Yeah, this was for me. Though shit here, like it's still valid, right? But not for now. Like if it would have gone there a little bit faster or something would have been amazing. Oh damn it. There are news? No. I haven't seen news on. Well, now it doesn't look so bad anymore because the news thing. And if there are news coming in, if there are news coming in, should be, or at least is likely to be, some kind of Wait, why the why the news event are not okay, this one I see on Forex Factor, right? Look, excuse me. Look, here is no news event on dollar. Like it's checked, even this one, to be yellow. No, nothing. Like only this tentative and on euro, but on US dollar, nothing. Man. I don't get it. Never mind. There may be one more chance for me to be long on this trade. GBP is pushing lower. EU is doing basically the same thing. But yeah, I was in a bad trade today. I lost one trade here. I want to make a recap, but the trade looked somehow like this. Like this, and yeah, I didn't notice that I, the whole idea of the trade was still range, like close below the range, then close right back in side here, right? And then here would have been the trade, but yes, I missed it. I tried to catch it again, so but now it's kind of preparing to turn around, to be honest. Depends. Wow, where? But it reacted very nice here. right? Also building more liquidity for this imbalance, like target is there. 4 hour, we got some level here. I guess no. Perhaps some, yeah, middle point of this imbalance match very nice with, what does it? Yeah, very nice. To be honest, like it needs a pullback, made a church like creating a new range. Then made a close back in a range, targeting the low range, right? And now made basically again a church back in the range, liquidity below. To be honest, it does look very, very good for me. For a reversal trade, it do actually look very good. Got also liquidity. Okay, probably the new. This kind of news are not very important because it didn't move the price almost at all. Well, seemingly it does look like reacted from this order block. Of course, I'm not gonna enter like this, but I mean, what I forgot to do is basically 4.1, 6.0 is basically them. Yes, this is, I mean, market structure still didn't align with me. Just to well, it's looking very well until now, until this moment. On 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 Japanese yen, it's going straight to the level that I'm gonna be short from. all right, which is basically making the dollar, putting pressure on dollar. And yes, changed on euro very, very well until now. Now I don't do any analysis anymore. Well, to be honest, so far so good. Quit like, let me give you my idea. This was my range, right? I target this high. 3R. This was my range, right? Which is in alignment with the purpose on big, like tog liquidity below and then tog liquidity above, right? Then we basically broke the structure on the lower, like the range is bullish, right? Then we basically on the lower time frame broke the structure to the lower, close bullish, creating a new range in alignment with the big one. Japanese yen didn't gone to my level yet, but it's still looking like it's well, tog liquidity above, then close. Yeah, makes some sense with the pressure on dollar. $50 still very bullish at this moment. I would like to see some close above this high. Also still making sense here because we got a bullish range, right? Close below the range, then close right back in a range with a change of character. This order blocker is just a place where the price may react. But right now we are very well. Yes, this is the trade. Let's see how it's gonna play out. From my point of view, it does look very, very good. Or at least good, at least good. On GBP, looks like one also turn around, or I don't know, at least. At least go to fill some of this imbalance or something. To know this is this little inverted imbalance, right? And let's see if has taken some liquidity below this low here. Not yet. Pum pum pum. It has reacted also very, very, I think from, damn. I think from this breaker block happened also the reaction. Yes. Well, yeah, the idea is that from this level here, change the structure, right? Then on the lower time frame, close right back in, like it's change the structure, right? Then close right back in the structure. Making a change of character and a bullish structure, right? Also lifting a PI behind. Liquidity before the PI. Right? Top liquidity came in a PI and then reacted with a bullish church, right? Those levels are just levels where the price may come lower. Now it's again in alignment with us. Stop loss Q pips below the low as always. Yeah, let's do 3.3 here. Five minutes. We got to have in mind, right, that 1 hour is still bearish at this moment. This is the order block on 1 hour. I usually take profit at UR, but on this unique trade, I'm gonna be like 1.7. First take profit. Yeah, this was basically, now it's time for me to do the um, to document the trade, and after it close the day. Well, this one, it's like not looking very good for me, but yeah, I have done once the analysis, and now it's time to respect it. Right? Right. We have had one range defined on 1 hour, right, which was bullish. This one, and in alignment, the overall structure needs a pullback, right? This is the hard part in trading, right? At least in my case, after doing the analysis, you think cold, you are like, you know, emotion free. And then you enter a trade, you see the money and so on and so forth. And yeah, it emotion spikes, right? And at this moment, I see, like, on me, it's best to not look at the trade and like focus on something else. But this doesn't look so good anymore. to be honest. Like how as long as we stay above this low here, it's amazing. And we respect this order block here, it's really amazing. But what I don't like is that, see, we got this range, then we got this range, right? And this range has had internal, like we got liquidity from here, and we swept this one, and now closed right back in the range. Didn't make the church though. We are bullish again. But I think now I'm sitting at 101. Not quite yet. Here is, but yeah, stick to analysis. So reactive from the 75% of the daily imbalance, and very, very nice from the middle point of 4-hour one. Six-hour till the close of the day. I like that we got those lows in our way though. And the good part is that, chopped around this other block. We still got this low in our way. Like right now, this is our overall target range from this low to this high. 50 minutes. But at least we close above the 50% of the other block. Yeah, the price is choppy now. So, you see, emotions control, like emotion controlling, it's part of trading. I don't know why the fuck I'm looking on 1 minute, but yeah, because 50 minutes is obviously doing higher highs and higher lows. After this, for hour looks interesting. What's 30% of 8 lots? 2.4 lots. Well, I think I'm close right now, somewhere about. 2.4. With the stop loss on break even. Then eventually let the trade run till the it's still playing in the range, so now we got a full structure that's in alignment with our as long as 50 minutes and next 5 minutes doesn't close inside this structure. And we see some expansion higher, will be great, man. Just great for the trade, for the day, for everything. Now enough with the talking. Let's do some actual boring work, which is documentation. Now, I'm gonna go with you through the entire process I'm doing while documenting the trades. You know, I go here. And so, first thing first, I'm looking on this is a 4-hour imbalance. And I'm doing like this, right? First thing first, you want a level you wanna trade from, right? And I am doing this, make a print screen, copy paste, type 4-hour, excuse me. Oh, you got to see, right? This is four-hour imbalance inside the daily one. Actually, not just inside. Inside the daily one. This was right. Now we're gonna jump on 1 hour. Well, then I just realized my take profit was basically way too high. Like, what's the take profit here? Take profit here, it's something like 968, 969, 969, 968. I'm not do it more like this. Yeah, I have just moved the profit a little bit on 955 because what happened yesterday with one trade, I'm now tell you really quick. You see this spike here, right? Here was my take profit, right? And on my broker, well, Japanese yen is putting some pressure. Like not putting pressure, but yeah, what I want to tell you is that this spike didn't go so low on my broker and didn't take my profit and ended up in a loss. Well, now Japanese yen does look somehow. We got this range here. And we closed right into it with the church. Not so well for the whole idea is still this high, right? Yes, let's go to the actual process and close the day and have some joy for today. Does look that? Oh damn! Does it really look like it's gonna turn around? Well, I mean, where is the 1 hour? 1 hour the block was not touched yet, right? Or it was, and right after touching the 1 hour the block, we kind of made a choice, right? On 5 minutes. Damn. Like, obviously, 1 hour was still bearish, right? And I told you, here is no surprise. But it's basically 1 hour the block against the 4 hour imbalance. Let's see who's gonna win. I may have been my take profit to high, place too high. Like here was 2 air and here was like 55, not 666. Excuse me. Yeah. Like 2 air. And why not? 5 minutes does look really, really bullish, yes. And I did respect my, because this is very, very important. You know, it's very, very important. Me respecting my playbook. Yeah. Now what I'm basically doing, it's me going to 1 hour, right? Map the range. Right? And this was kind of bullish range. I'm not tell you why. Because it has basically gone higher, then lower, then we broke the high, right? And this was my range, my my actual range on 1 hour. So I am gonna do the same thing here. Right? Like, don't judge my writing abilities. I am like not a English speaker, not a native, so I got a range was kind of bullish, and I'm gonna put it to the doji. I don't know how it's the doji candle went up, then the bullish candle made a bullish church. Was invalidated. So in deep discount, in a 4-hour imbalance, I got a range that was kind of bullish, right? And yeah, candle went up, down, then bullish, had a church range. Well, very, very well, very, very nice. Then we got this. It may very, very well react to this level. Well, now I can make for the trade $1,000, and I am sitting at 750. All right. From a mathematical standpoint, it doesn't make so much sense to hold the trade anymore, right? To raise $700 to make 200. But I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna close 90%, which will be 5 loads or 4.7. 4.7 and let one load run until the final target, and that's it. Now I'm basically risking $119 to make 162. Doesn't look this bad now. Well, if this happens, most probably will go higher, but Yeah. This was basically take profit was touched. And at this moment, we could go like how high? Maybe to close some of this imbalance on 4 hour, right? Maybe in this other block, maybe up here. Maybe we'll completely invert. But I'm not risking right now to completely invert the range. I'd rather wait to see some inversion, and after it see some and after inversion basically take how I call it, like a real long. I call it now. This is the first time I call it this way. So, well, back to the playbook. And now on 50 minutes, 15 minutes. It's basically the same range, so I'm not delete those 1 hour ranges. Right? This is the last liquidity level on 50 minutes. Before, like, I do expect this to fail. And let's see if it's gonna fail, right? And 15 minutes fail to close above the 1 hour range, 5 minutes, obviously same. Still got this liquidity here, this other block. 55. Let's make it more like 47. No. The target is the liquidity up here. I do believe my analysis sometimes doesn't work as planned, but the most time works, and it's great and it's amazing. And yes, not more second questioning. Well, what basically happening is that after invalidating the range, what the fuck I'm writing here? In the range, creating a new, and let me mark it because it's kind of important, right? This is the church happen, like we gone lower, gone higher, then run liquidity below, and then bam, made the church. And we have basically created a new range. That it's in alignment with that's me. Edition one. When I map the liquidity level, basically so okay. Now we go low on 5 minutes. Here we got to map the liquidity. Well, there is no valid church, right? So liquidity looks like it's gonna go, and after taking this liquidity, it is gonna break this low, then will be a valid church. Or at any moment we're gonna break this low will be a valid church, because what happened we can see on 1 minute. All right, we got a range, we close below the range. Yeah, we gotta target this high here, but at any moment at now we got, because we got like this, we got a low, right? We got the high, we got a low, we created a high, then yeah, I don't know what to say. 1 minute is like intimidating, but not intimidating, but confusing, more like confusing. Okay, back to the analysis. 5 minutes. My mind is quite strong and I gotta control it. we make a great team when we are in alignment. So invalidating this imbalance. Yeah. So that's my liquidity. My entry was here. Like this was a candle I have entered on. I don't know if it was a limit order or a market order. I can, like, to be honest, I cannot 774. 774. This was my entry above, and the time was 73 in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I guess it was this one. Yeah, no, it was this candle. Not necessarily, unfortunately, but I didn't place the limit order below, right? But after I seen the liquidity sweep, I've seen a run higher. I did enter like manually, which was like, you see, I had the analysis, like, it's still a great trade. I'm not, I, I won't complain for some pips, insignificant pips. At this moment, it's very likely it's very likely that I don't care what's gonna happen anymore. Fifty minutes, it's still insanely bullish. 4 hour looks like this, and most likely gonna go higher and run some of like close some of this imbalance on 4 hour. This is the 4 hour imbalance. Let's see what's gonna happen, how it's gonna play. I don't know if the other 1 hour close insanely bullish. I don't know at this moment. At this moment, the longs are very close to happen. Like perhaps the real reversal. But yeah, we got on 5 minutes. Perfect. I completed also the basically none. I've done none mistakes. Yeah, be more confident. This is my I don't know why it's looking like this. It shouldn't be. But yeah. Should I refresh? Yeah, better. Well, this is a five-star setup. Now playbook. Well, fake break of structure or a range reversal. Well, define the internal range novel trained range. Yeah, was the 1 hour, 1 hour range, right? Or the 50 minutes, however you wanna view it, is the same. The range has the internal range has to be defined on 1 hour higher time frame. It was on 1 hour, but it is still very visible in the same range, no difference on the 50 minutes time frame. And the range was bullish in overall trend. Well, overall trend were bullish, but in deep discount needed a pullback because just broke on the low and so on. And it was basically in alignment because the range was bullish, right? And the trend said, I want a pullback. And yes, then price made a break of structure, invalidating the range. Yes, this happened. Here on the downside, right? Then on the next lower time frame, this is 50 minutes. This is the medium time frame. A closure back in the range happened, creating a new range in alignment with the initial one. Yes, this closure, which was like happened like this, basically made a low, right? No, let me reframe it. Wait again. All right, it came to this low, all right, then closed here, all right, then gone here, and then make a break of structure. You understood me. All right. Find the POI and the liquidity level. Well, I didn't find the POI, but I found the liquidity level here. Checked. Drop on one more time frame. 5 minutes. Drop one more time frame lower and find the liquidity level and the new POI. Liquidity level was the same, but basically I found a fresh POI. Enter behind the liquidity level and place the stop loss 2 pips below. Stop loss 2 pips below checked. Enter behind the liquidity level. Yes, I was a little bit afraid because how the 1 hour fracture looked was very against me. I won't check it because I didn't respect it perfectly, right? Now in the medium time frame, which is 50 minutes, verify if there is another market structure between the entry and the target on the medium time frame. Well, what is not checked? If not, target the opposite of the initial range checked. This is the opposite of the initial range. Well, considering that the range is visible, is basically completely the same range on 50 minutes and 1 hour. I can drop one time frame low, but it's the same. Nothing. Just this. Not any opposite market structure. Close 30% at UR checked. Move the stop loss on break even checked, and close 30% of the for air. There is no for air in this trade, and close rest 40% on the final target. Well, I cannot check it very. Yeah, no, I cannot check it, to be honest, because it was not perfectly respected, and it's understandable why. I do understand why I'm not judging. Oh, damn. While I was talking to you, the final target was basically touched, and yes, this was a great trade. Yeah, actually, I'm now right here. Final target was touched here. In the end, we have run the high here, and now let's see what's gonna happen. If I'm looking on 1 minute right after the high, it's kind of bearish, made a church, and we'll see if it's gonna respect this order block, has liquidity, or invalidate it. Well, this was yeah, I gotta make a little bit more to clean it a little bit. None. Check before entry. I have time to play it ahead. Basically, I have liquidity. Church on higher time frame. I don't know, church on entry time frame. No. Equilibrium, large stop loss. Yes. Premium this like 2 pips. It's pretty large for this. Premium discount on the entry time frame 5 minutes. Discount on the higher time frame. Yeah. Emotions before: calm, confident. Emotion during: I felt pain, to be honest. I felt calm, confident, contradicting, lots of emotion, and this is only because I was glued to the chart, only because I didn't move away from the chart, I didn't walk, I did nothing. This emotion after, I still feel pain. At the same time, I'm calm, like I feel it there, but doesn't define me. I'm very grateful because what's happened, and this is basically this was my trade. This was my day. This was my life, and I hope it's gonna help someone. Well, at this moment, I wish you a great week, not week, but evening, and let's look. Yeah, look. Eventually, the 4-hour imbalance wasn't filled. We still play inside this little range here on USD GPA, and I'm grateful because I didn't get stuck on this chart. I set the alarm and then check the market, and I have seen this great move on. Well, here is also this divergence. If I look on with you know, and here didn't happen at all the same. Like basically, doesn't have nothing to do with what happened on here. We also got this like this range. Yeah, not more talking about this trade. I'm not clean the chart, or maybe not complete, but most of it. No need for this anymore. Neither here. Those are completely useless at this moment. Or not completely. But those are useless. 4-hour I'm gonna delete for sure. Daily, yeah, this is our, as long as that don't close above this one, this is our range now. Still bearish, you can still make profit like counter trend, but you gotta be like, it's hard, right? And those trades like drain you, and it's not making you feel very well. In the end, if you can handle your emotions and be patient, you are still gonna make profits. But yeah, here, to be honest, I'm not really completely, because tomorrow it's a new day and I'm closing the day. Glad for what happened, and wish you a great evening. Bye bye, everyone. It's nobody watching.